So what I'm doing is I'm taking this piece of meat that is a tough, not fancy thing, and I'm going to turn it into something very special and exciting. And you know what? That is my mission as a restaurant chef, to take things that are not exciting and to make them special and sparkly. And that happens through my imagination and my skill as a cook, which is exactly what we're learning today. And I love to give these kind of secrets. So, we're opening this guy up just kind of like a book. I'm just making long, smooth cuts. So we're opening it up and saying, like, look it. Now we can make a wide surface area, and then I'm gonna kind of pound it out a little bit. This is a tough cut of meat, and what we do is we cook it low and slow in liquid, also known as braising, one of my favorite cooking methods. So I've opened this up, and I'm gonna give it a little pound just with the flat side of my meat mallet, just to kind of smooth things out. And this is, you know what, this is also good for when you have some aggressions and you need to just like, rah! You know, this is what cooks do. We call this thing the equalizer also. Just kidding, no, it's really hammer time. So we just pound this out a little bit. We're evening things out because we're gonna stuff it and roll it. So we're gonna close this up, and we're going to come back to this in a little while after I make my stuffing. So I'm going to saute my spinach in some olive oil and garlic with some crushed red pepper. So I'm gonna smash a couple of garlic cloves here. Oh my gosh, so this must be very good garlic. It's super wrapped in its own little skin. All right, so I'm gonna give this a little bit of a smash. There we go. And I'm going to perfume my oil, you know how I roll. This is where we sort of add the love to our dish. So a little olive oil. Turn on my burner. My garlic love. I'm gonna add the garlic love, a little bit of crushed red pepper love. Now, I have to say, spinach is not one of those greens that I find is my go-to green because it has so much water in it. But in this case, as a foil for our earthy mushrooms, it's gonna be a great thing. My garlic is smelling beautiful. All right, I'm gonna take it out. It's fulfilled its garlic destiny. And you know what we say to it? Thank you for coming. I spin, ooh, look at this. Nice. I'm just gonna give this a little bit of a salt. Delightful. Hello, baby spinach. Let's go ahead and drain this. So, fresh olive oil, I'm putting in new garlic, a little new crushed red pepper. My garlic has fulfilled its garlic destiny. Thank you for coming. So, we're just taking that out and tossing mushrooms in. We're gonna save that bowl to put our stuffing in when we make all of this beautifulness. So we're just gonna saute these around, a little salt in there. So, mushrooms, we're just gonna have them soften up, saute a little bit. Spinach, look at this. It's like spinach is just one of those really watery vegetables. So I'm going to just give this a sort of a coarse chop. Just give this a coarse chop. So let's just get this together. We're gonna make it into a stuffing, and then we're gonna just roll my veal breast right around it. Good things. So let's just mix it in. So now what I'm gonna do with this is I'm going to line it with prosciutto. Yes, things are always better with pork products. There we go, look at that, perfectly done. Now I'm going to heat up my pan because I'm gonna sear this. I'm gonna tie it up and I'm gonna sear it to make it brown food. Brown food tastes good. So, thank you for coming. Let's put our stuffing right in there. Just this beautiful roll of stuffing. And then when we slice it later on, we'll see these medallions of our beautifully braised veal, brown on the outside, and then we get vibrantly green on the inside. So we're gonna roll this, look at this, beautiful. Roll this right around the stuffing. So we have this perfect log of veal. We kind of tuck this in at the end. Look at, gorgeous. Okay, now, tying this up. So we're gonna start at one end. We'll start here. Now we're gonna make a little tail. So we tie it in a knot, sort of taut but not tight. And we leave a little tail, and we'll see why. Look at this, okay? Give it a little tuck in. All right, so now this is how we go with this. You go thumb first over the top of your hand and make a loop, and then we just drop it down. What we're doing is kind of making a slip knot here. And then we pull it tight, okay? And then we just continue down. So over the top of your hand, thumb first, over the top of your hand, make a loop and downtown, and then pull it tight. Okay, look at that. And if you need to go from the other direction, you can do that. So over the top of your hand, and you can drop it down the other direction. Look at me. Okie doke, so my veal is all rolled up. Look at that, gorgeous. It's stuffed with that beautiful stuffing, and my pan is nice and heated up, a little salt on the outside, and let's start making some brown food. Nice, beautiful. So I have 2 onions that I sliced up and I sweated up. They smell so good. I have 3 cloves of garlic that I smashed and put in there. I have 2 sprigs of rosemary that I picked and chopped. Of course, my thyme bundle. I'm gonna add a cup of wine or so. I'm gonna make it a little potty. So I'm gonna return my veal to my pan. Look at that, oh, gorgeous. Kind of reducing my wine as I go along here. I have some veal juices that dripped off there, so we're gonna make sure we put those all in there as well. I'm gonna add some chicken stock till it comes up about halfway up the side of my veal. And I'm gonna foil this guy and shoot it in the oven, which is also another reason why I love braising. Because, you know, it's a little bit to get started, but once we do, we shoot it in the oven and kind of forget about it. And then good things happen all by themselves. So here we go, we're foiled up. I'm gonna get this guy, and let me get my oven open. And here we go. Oh, all right. See you in a while when you're nice and tender. So, hello, veal breast. So I braised this guy for about 2 hours and 45 minutes altogether. I stuffed it with some spinach and mushrooms. I tied it up, which I'm doing a little string removal right now. So I'm not going to be flossing and eating at the same time. Look at this. And it's this beautiful, like, sort of roulade of veal breast. Oh, look at that. Inside the stuffing, I sauteed some spinach and mushrooms with a little bit of garlic and crushed red pepper. And then, oh, look at this, gorgeous. Look at that. So I'm gonna cut a couple of medallions for myself. Look at that, and it's like a meat and a side dish all in one. So there we go. And so I have my braising liquid with lots of onions and a little white wine and garlic and all of that kind of stuff, just reducing and concentrating right there. Oh, look at that, gorge. Hello, gorgeous. Okay, so I'm gonna plate this. All right, put these right in the middle of the plate. If you want to serve some, you know, starchy stuff with this, a little polenta or a little something like that, that's all good. But you know what? This is like a meal and a side dish all in one. I'm gonna top it with a little bit of the braising liquid, and of course I'm gonna get some of those onions. That's why I left them nice and big in there. Make sure that I get like all of that right in the bottom. And just because, you know, I'm always concerned with, even at my home, just the way I roll in a restaurant, I'm always concerned with how my food looks. I'm gonna clean up the plate before I taste it. Okay, so here I go. Look, it's so tender. My veal is just falling apart.